Okay guys, keep your eyes on the moon in the corner. Yeah, apparently hospitals shaped like a capital H have the ability to make stellar objects vanish. Who knew?
Prepare for body imaging and exploration.
Well, the votes were close, but the human body just barely went out to the dinosaurs. Well, the baby animals only got a few votes, and the marine animals didn't get any votes at all. I mean, geez, no wonder all the dolphins are just planning to thank us for the fish and leave us to die when the Vogons decide to run their intergalactic hyperspace bypass right through our solar system. So, what were we talking about? Oh right, today's Ancient DOS game, 3D Body Adventure. Now, this is not technically a game as we understand the term, but rather it's a piece of software commonly referred to as an activity center, designed specifically for kids where there's various activities for them to partake in, some of which will be games, but some of which won't. Now, this particular activity center, though, is probably one of the least entertaining ones I've ever seen. Don't get me wrong, there's quite a bit of educational content here, but as far as entertainment value is concerned, it's really nothing special, not even close. So this is probably not going to be a long episode. Anyways, let's get to the game stats. 3D Body Adventure was created and released by Knowledge Adventure in 1994, though I should note that some of the international releases had different publishers. It's a one-player activity center that frequently swaps between two different tweaked VGA resolutions, specifically 320 by 400 and 360 by 480, all using 256 colors. It also supports a massive array of sound and music cards, so just choose whichever one sounds the best on your system. As for its current release date, it's still commercial, and if you really want to find a copy of this for whatever reason, well, it's not that it's hard to find, there just aren't that many copies out there. And when you do find one, you shouldn't expect to pay more than $10 for it. Now, when you first boot this program, you get taken to a menu with 4 activities you can choose from. Right away, we've run into a major flaw of this program. For what is supposed to be an activity center, there really aren't a lot of activities. I mean, some of these programs could have a dozen or more things to do, but this program only has 4 things to do, and only 2 of those things are games. The main attraction of this program is its Body Explorer. Now, this is essentially a fully voiced encyclopedia dedicated to the human body and medical processes revolving around it. When you first start up the Body Explorer, you can use the mouse or keyboard to rotate the body image and change how deeply you're looking from the surface down to the skeleton. By clicking on different parts of this image, you can bring up sections on the right side of the screen which talk about these body parts, and then you can click on the images which show up to delve into related aspects. Of course, you also have the 3D gimmick going on, as the game normally came with a pair of red-blue 3D anaglyph glasses, so you could experience such mind-blowing 3D effects like hands moving, sort of. Okay, I gotta be honest here, the 3D effect in this program is not very well implemented. A few of the movies and pictures you can rotate and change use the 3D effect really well, but some of them use it really badly, resulting in images that just don't have the same feel. Also, anytime there's a still image and you press the 3D button, it just takes the flat image and splits it into red and blue panels. Which is pretty deceptive since it makes you think it's showing these pictures in 3D when in fact it's really not. Curiously, some of the organs you can look up have wireframe images you can view and rotate in any way you want. Why they decided on wireframes and not textured objects is anyone's guess. This thing was released in 1994, so you'd think they could just slap a few textures on these things. Yeah, well. There's also an index you can access to quickly look up specific words and determine which articles in this browser have those words in them. But nowhere is there just a simple list of what articles there are in the first place, so you're essentially forced to explore this encyclopedia if you want to find everything. Annoying, but what are you gonna do? The other non-game you can access is the 3D Body Theater, which has a selection of 16 short CGI movies, most of which have that same 3D support if you so desire to use it. Actually, that's one thing that I like about this program, is that it doesn't force you to use the 3D gimmick if you don't want to, because as I said before, the quality of the 3D effect is just all over the place. However, kids using this thing are probably going to be spending most of their time in the emergency game. This is essentially a very simple mouse-controlled 3D environment where you have to cure 4 patients of various illnesses by teleporting into their bodies and zapping things. Yes, seriously. For a program that has been extremely factual up to this point, they just decided, screw it, we're not turning this into a surgery game or anything, we're just going to make it into an arcade first-person shooter. Kids will love that. The sad thing is, it's not even that hard. It's not even that good. First of all, you have to use the mouse. There are keyboard controls, but you can't hold the keys down. So to turn around 180 degrees so you face the opposite direction, you have to either press the left or right arrow key 18 times, or hold the key for almost a full second so that the key repeat will kick in and turn you by 10 degrees 18 times, all while making sure not to press forwards or backwards, which would interrupt the entire process. Doom, this is not. Now, for as much as this emergency game sucks, it does have a couple interesting things going for it. Firstly, the hit detection is spot on. Now, considering how badly the rest of this thing plays, I was half expecting to be accidentally zapping the wrong things constantly, but it turns out the zapping mechanic is pixel perfect, so at least I got that right. Also, you don't have to actually save the patients right away, as you can explore the hospital bit and find rooms dedicated to each of the medical conditions of the 4 patients, getting more general information about the kinds of things they're suffering from. You can even leave the hospital, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, especially considering they didn't do anything special with it. I honestly expected to find like a message or something on the side of the building saying I wasn't supposed to be there, but it didn't happen. There's really no point to this emergency game though, and after you beat it, all it does is suggest that you try to save all the patients faster. The patients can't die either. Yes, they have a health bar that ticks down like a timer, but when it expires, you simply get sent back outside and have to try again from the start. But really, once you know what you're doing, you can literally beat this game in under 5 minutes. It's just really insubstantial. Heck, it doesn't even support the anaglyph glasses, which is just plain stupid considering this is the perfect kind of thing to have implemented them with. Really though, the other game is even worse. It's just a memory game. Match the word with the picture, choosing from a set of 12 icons. There's no score, there's no timer, there's only 3 sets of these, and the only random thing is the placement of everything and nothing else. And once you clear them all, you'll win. Really, it's just, what the hell? If that was a congratulations screen, that has to be the weirdest congratulations screen I've ever seen in my life. I mean, seriously, you got any more strange stuff you want to throw at me?
To the inhospitable environment within the vagina.
What? I thought I'd heard it all, folks, but inhospitable vaginas? What am I supposed to say after that? Let's just move on with the DOSBox settings. DOSBox settings are simple enough, though while recording gameplay footage, I'd failed to notice that I needed to manually set the core to dynamic mode. If you do this, your performance will be much better, though you'll also have to set cycles to max. One other thing I should note too is that the emergency game won't load properly if you're not running the game specifically from the 3D body directory off of the root directory. So long as you install the software to its default install location, this shouldn't be a problem. Anywho, that's all for today's episode of Ancient DOS Games. Really, I don't think I need to say anything else about this one. However, the last 2 games of Edutainment Month are both great ones, and in episode 84, we're going to take a look at one where your weapon of choice is slime. I'll bet most of you know which one this is, so make sure you send your guess to adg@pixelships.com and tune in next Saturday to check it out. Oh, by the way, the word penis isn't anywhere in this kids program, yet the word vagina is in here 5 times. Wrap your head around that one.